Hello everyone, welcome to The Storyist. Sometimes we forget that consideration and compromise are the two things that we should prioritize when we are living with others. If we want to be treated a certain way, then we should give that treatment first to others before asking for it in return. We should never ask for something that we cannot give back to anyone. Today, an inconsiderate sister learned this very important lesson, as she invites her friends to live with her and her younger sibling. Stay until the end of the video to see its shocking end. My name is Almira, and I have a sister named Cora. We are renting a 2-bedroom apartment in the middle of bustling New York, and we have different jobs, thus different routines in our day-to-day lives. My elder sister and I were very close when we were younger. We are very close in age, and even though we fought as teenagers, we've remained firm friends. That has all changed now that we are adults in our 20s, and I fear that we have irreversibly lost what we once had. I'd give anything to get it back. After university, we moved around different cities, but eventually ended up in the same city, barely seeing each other. We are now living together again, thanks to a quirk in the timing of tenancy agreements. You'd never guess we're sisters based on how we interact at home. We appear to be strangers. When she's not out, she's very private, and considers an evening or daytime alone in her room with the door closed to be time well spent. I thrive and rely on company to keep me going, and I resent that she doesn't want to interact with me all the time. She requires alone time on a regular basis, which I will never understand because I'm not this type of person. Our disparities in eating habits are also a source of contention. I find it sad that she eats the same meal every day and never cooks. She will occasionally join me if I cook dinner, but she never returns the favor. I yearn for the kind of house share where everyone takes turn cooking, so there's always something nice to eat when you get home, and where everyone spends their evenings chatting over dinner and maybe watching TV together. But this never happens. It irritates me the most when she refuses to participate when I have friends over. Sometimes I throw room parties or overnight get-togethers with my college friends, or even colleagues at work, but she never even says hi to them, or at least looks at them when they are home. There are times that my friends are even asking me if we are really sisters, or just mere roommates. Right now, I'm starting to feel the latter. Her self-control can lead to her being overly controlling of me. We've had heated arguments over trivial matters like her asking me to stop singing. I refuse because it's my home too, and it makes me happy. And moving items around in the fridge to fit things in, which she doesn't like if it interferes with anything of hers. It's difficult for me to comprehend how different we've become as adults. I find her too rigid and controlled, a bit of a snob and a health obsessive, while I'm sure she thinks I'm irrational, overly emotional, and overly reliant on others. I'm disappointed that we've lost our natural connection, and I'd like to be able to repair it while we're still living together. There appears to be a sense that because you're sisters, you should be similar and do a lot of things together. Perhaps this was true when you were children, but you don't appear to have moved on from your childhood personas. Even if they're genetically related, siblings are rarely alike. But I once thought that it does not imply that your relationship with your sister has ended. Your 20s can be a time of great change and self-discovery. You might find yourself reuniting in a few years. But one thing is certain, the way you are currently proceeding is not conducive to that happening. I am still hoping that I can repair my relationship with my sister and bring it back to how it was 20 years ago. So I am trying my best to be good to her, and for her to like me. I'm going shopping alone tomorrow. Do you want to come? I ask her while she is having breakfast on her own. She is wearing a set of headphones and she just looks at me. She seems to not hear what I said, so I repeat it, but she still hasn't responded. I just choose to let it go and I leave the apartment alone. And that is another day of not talking with my roommate/sister. After that day, I stop by my sister's favorite restaurant so I can buy her favorite sushi. I am really eager to repair my relationship with her, and so I'm trying my best. As I arrive at our home, I see 3 pairs of shoes that do not belong to me or my sister. 2 of them are men's shoes. When I enter, they are all eating at our dining table, having the takeout from the same sushi restaurant I just went to. I didn't know you were having guests, I say. I brought your favorite sushi. My sister looks at me confused. She grabs the takeout in my hand and places it on the table. She smiles at me as a thank you and goes back to her friends again, without saying another word. They spend the night talking incessantly in the adjacent room, like it's never going to end. The next morning, I wake up early to shower, but they are all at the dining table again. I'm about to just shrug off their presence, but one of them talks to me. "We're so excited to live with you," she says. My eyes open wide. I dart a glance at my sister, and she explains that she invited her 3 friends. 2 of them are boys, to live with us. But we only have 2 bedrooms, I reply. She reasons out that the 3 new friends will be staying in the living room. I can't believe she hasn't consulted me about this decision. Like, she's not considering me as a tenant in the apartment. I can't say anything to her in front of her friends, and I can't talk privately to her either. So I have no choice but to smile and pretend like I am happy for them. The night after that, I am already deep down in my dreamland when I feel a chilling touch caress my bare legs. I try to wake up, but my eyes feel so heavy, so I just let myself slowly wake up from my dream. Yet I can still feel the palms of someone caressing my legs and going upward to my curves, under my bralette. A minute later, I can feel its breath touching my neck. I know that someone is touching and caressing me without my consent, but my body feels so numb that I can't move my body. I try to remember the last thing I ate or drank, and realize that Jung, my sister's friend and our new roommate, has given me a weird-tasting drink earlier. I am certain now that it is Jung touching me, but I can't scream or do anything. All of a sudden, I feel the lights in my room turn on, and I hear my sister screaming. "Pervert! Get out of my sister's room, you pervert! Stop touching my sister!" I hear her screaming. All these years, this is the first time that I have heard her say that word again, that I am her sister. I feel Jung's touch fade abruptly, and I hear him running loudly towards our door. My sister rushes to me and wakes me up, but my body is too weak to wake up. I can hear her footsteps in the chaos going on. I can hear that she is panicking. After a while, she helps me to sit upright and she makes me sip from the cup of coffee she made for me. My eyes slowly open, and I see her worried eyes looking at mine. She then hugs me after 20 years. Her hug is tighter than I remember, and I know that it is the type of hug you do when you almost lost someone. She apologizes to me for letting her friends inside our house. "They are my friends, but they're strangers to you. I'm sorry I haven't considered that," she says. That moment, I feel like our childhood relationship is finally repairing itself. We might have needed to do something tragic first before realizing our mistakes, but still, it did what it had to. From that day forward, my sister and I have never been closer. We always shop together, eat together, and we always take care of each other. Sometimes, something bad has to happen first for us to know the real importance of a person. But we shouldn't wait until it's too late before we appreciate the people who love us. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and we'll see you next time.